Okay. Well, yeah, I can just do this. Did you start them already?
Yeah.
I can put a timer on my watch so it'll vibrate. Remember?
Don't worry. We'll keep on
I don't think that's the right chords, but I think it works.
The Ukulele Review Podcast.
You hear that a lot in Tigran's music. He does like a lot of.
What's his name?
Tigran Hamasyan.
Yeah, I've watched some
What's
of
that?
his stuff.
What's that main one that we always put on? What's that song? That first one?
Entertain Me.
Album with the tree on it. Yeah, Entertain Me.
Makroot.
It's on repeat. That song is good.
Hey, so we just got a few more from Jade. Jade Nelson in Texas is making some of the coolest customs. He's been experimenting a lot with some different stuff, but this is 2 of maybe 5 or 6 that we'll see over the next few months. And I'll put up some pictures here for you guys to see some of what's coming up too, but these are pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think. I guess I think the one that's in Corey's hands right now is Wenge for the back and sides.
I was wondering what it was. It was
Almost
very,
looks like rosewood, or actually not. Rosewood's not that color. Maybe
Does
more,
it look a little like coconut?
or a walnut, but
Yeah.
Like
darker.
like your pick if you look at.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's Wenge.
Wenge.
This is what spruce and Macassar are. Ebony.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's nice too.
I like.
Really like. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I like when there's not so much color, but for some reason I always like this shade of pink or red or whatever it is. But I like that there's just a little bit of color in the rest.
It's kind of an
What's
ume
the-
color.
What's the rosette?
Yeah.
What kind of pattern is that?
You know, it's interesting because he
Thoughts?
builds out those rosettes in the like a collage of spheres, and they're kind of spread out, and then he cuts cuts the ring out.
Oh, okay.
Here,
So
I'm gonna show
he
you.
builds it and secures it first, and then cuts out the ring.
Yeah.
It's like Dippin' Dots.
Totally.
That is a detail someone could easily take for granted if they didn't know what he did to make it like that.
Right.
That's really cool.
Super nice.
There's still like something to the that he's still kind of coming to. I mean, he's doing great work for sure, but like he's still experimenting some, and you can see it in like the finish is still got some things that he's kind of working out
Yeah.
that aren't totally perfect along the joints. And some of the best instruments that are ever made can be like nitpicked in the way that we can, because we see them. And if you're building, you want though to kind of like start from that point where you're gonna try to be anal about it. So like all of your joints and along all of these little edges, I think if you're gonna try to be amongst the like top tier of builders, that's something that like with those guys that are really getting top dollar for their instruments, and it might be some of those details don't mean that much to you, and because you could get an instrument with the same sound and overall look for maybe a little bit less, then maybe that's more of value to you. But with that said, there's some awesome instruments that arrived within the past week that we can find like some cosmetic things that we can either mostly touch up or, hope that people are kind of like understanding that things aren't always going to be.
There's an element of imperfection to everything.
I don't know. There's still like something of a personal custom build, not factory made thing that where like this heel is going to be slightly different than every other one, and each one is kind of its own unique piece with its own unique appointments. And there was this one person at the beginning and at the end of the whole process that strung it up and tuned it up and played it, and
that thing sounds sweet,
and the tone, and everything's just perfect. And you look at the design and all the time that was taken to do something this beautiful with this artistic rosette and everything. So it seems frivolous for me to kind of point out there might be like a little finish blemish right here or something.
It seems petty, but it's also who, depending on the type of person you are, where you want to focus your attention. I can see if someone building it, for me, cosmetic stuff isn't a huge issue. If it doesn't jump out to me, if it's not super obvious, it doesn't bother me. But so the focus on tone, is if it sounds awesome, I can see how someone building it is so focused on that.
But is the price, but when you involve price with your, meter of what you let go, the more you pay, does the scale go up for what you accept? And
I guess at that point,
but what's the number though? Because I guess everyone has different price different budgets.
Some people expect it out of a couple.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So,
and that's where it's what's reasonable to really call maybe more right or more wrong.
It's crazy. I forgot who I was talking to about this recently, but as far as luthiers and building in general, instruments are designed and built to be played, so all of those extra aesthetics and whatever is looked over, you want to build, from that kind of standpoint, you want to build the most loudest instrument possible. And it's not going to have all the extra inlays and, super fancy finish, but it's going to sound amazing. And usually with instruments, they're built to be, they're going to have to get repaired because the person that plays it is going to be out playing that every day, as their profession, or just to perform for
that's the way
something.
Alta Spanish and
right, and then a classical guitar.
Oh, they expected 10 to 20 years tops before that thing just explodes.
Yeah, and then that's how, from that kind of standpoint.
But that was also pre-amplifier and pre.
That's true.
I have I'm a doctor with 47 guitars in the closet that I want to look perfect. That might be our customer. I better not see that.
You just remind me I have to take pictures of an ABD for a doctor. So he's trying to find the right one, but
we all need doctors.
Very meticulous about.
I had a doctor take pictures of me one time.
My doctor at Kaiser's developing an app. He's going to be a billionaire. Chinese fellow. Very smarter than myself. Gonna possibly change the world with a zap.
With a zap?
With the zap.
Zap.
Zingo.
Oh, just like the Scott Baio movie.
Oh, get the Zap app. Zap your problems away. You got a problem? Zap app it.
I don't like your attitude. Zap.
I don't like your blemish. Zap.
Joel's I wish it was that easy.
That's basically what they do in setup. I don't like your blemish. Zap.
Zap.
Yep, it's that easy.
Oh, you got a buzz? Zap.
And we got that zapper downstairs. It's just problem.
Get that zapper.
Yeah.
It's like that big red button from Office Max commercials.
Probably using Chris a lot.
It says
Chris not working. Zap.
That was the taser. That was a cattle prod.
You ever play Siphon Filter?
Imagine, I am the setup
those words
robot.
Oh, man.
I am.
He's going to sound right through the
Like a Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese setup.
It's all going to be
I mean,
You're
it's gonna
find a
get to that
replacement sound
point,
sample
right?
Robot.
I mean, if the world keeps going, it's gonna get to that point. You're just gonna sit at a computer, punching your numbers. I want my action at 2.75.
You're gonna be
and I
3D
want-
printing your own instruments.
But you know what? I like the A just a little bit higher, so I can, like you can put it all that in and then
Zap.
zap at it.
But until then,
Until then, Joel
we'll
has a
set it up
job.
for you.
Don't put me out of my job.
The Chinese people are already having set up departments consisting of cyborgs. That's how
I
they
guess
get
we gotta
the-
catch up.
So why don't you play something for us on that pigeon tree you got there?
There we go.
This thing is pretty vibrant.
Very. The top is
Super
really
thin, yeah?
which
Super
is
light.
Yeah, I was
really
touching
nice.
that top. I was like, dang. Like it almost reminds me of a Pepe on how thin as far as the top is.
This one has a gloss finish. That one is the more natural, looks like French polish.
It's really-
And
really smooth.
that, the one you're holding now, has this really unique open headstock. Not even slotted. Never
I really
mind
like the way it
slots.
looks. It looks like a portal or like a mirror.
I love the look.
Stargate.
Stargate.
This
The
is a
neck is
cool-
really slim. It's almost too slim for my personal taste. But I know a lot of people will really love
I like
that.
that slim neck.
Like divine players, and that's kind of like a
Yeah,
divine.
the neck feels
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, so I texted Chade. He said,
Where does he live?
Texas,
What time is it?
11 o'clock.
You guys want to talk about time zones?
Basically came up with the name because while ukuleles are a serious instrument, they are also playful and lighthearted, and I felt that fit well with pigeon. Playful little bird, eh? Then tree because they are made out of a tree, and because I like strange, unique names that are memorable.
It's a
And
very
then he
unique.
said he's going to sleep.
Stop texting me now.
Yeah, right.
Good night. Have fun on your
Pigeon
podcast.
Tree.
It's a very catchy name.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
I can't say it falls off the tongue, but it is something.
Kind of.
Kind of reminds me of a restaurant. Yeah, let's go to the Pigeon Tree.
That's you
It's
put
kinda like
the.
a
Let's
pub.
just go to Pigeon Tree.
Even better. It's a lot
Well,
better,
we
actually.
were talking
like
about
pageantry.
how, birds are the most musical of the animals.
True story.
And
what do pigeons sound like?
ukuleles are made out of trees.
All kinds, bro.
Pigeon.
You smell like Kool-Aid.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. you gotta check it out.
I think you probably should check your blood sugar level.
All right. Hey. Okay.
Easy on the 2 rice mac salad gravy all over.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Smells
If you're
like
not from
rice.
Hawaii,
I can smell it.
oh, actually, you don't have. You can be from anywhere. You can have gravy all over. I'm sure every state
It just say
does gravy
it's
all
basically a
over.
hamburger steak with egg and white
Salisbury
rice.
steak.
No, I mean no.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
you're talking about
hamburger
loco moco, right?
I'm
Yeah.
talking about anything that with gravy, but
Oh,
Salisbury. I mean, I was just talking. Our version is what hamburger steak, but they call it Salisbury steak on mainland, right?
no, they,
Yeah, like
they still
TV
call it hamburger steak.
Really? I thought it was
Is it?
Salisbury steak.
That's a southern thing, Salisbury.
Yeah, I got salad.
But it's basically a hamburger
with that
steak,
gravy
right?
on top.
With
Yeah.
it's burger and gravy.
It's
Oh, I
that
didn't
brown
know.
gravy.
I thought
Oh,
it was
speaking of
actual some
burgers,
kind of steak.
Ryan
What's
comes
Salisbury?
in like
Yeah,
last
I
week and
never-
he's
I
like,
don't know how
"Okay,
to eat it."
guys, I gotta get something straight. When you refer to hamburger, are you referring to the sandwich or the hamburger patty?"
It's you can't make a hamburger without the patty. It's the patty. That's what
Carne
makes a
asada.
hamburger.
So if you go to McDonald's, you order a hamburger, you're gonna get a sandwich, right?
No, it's a.
You're gonna get the hamburger sandwich.
Right.
They're not gonna give you a hamburger patty.
Because it's not on the menu.
But Ryan was like, "No, you're all wrong."
Ryan, who?
What?
Ryan Condon.
He's just trying to get under your skin, man. You can't let it get to you. He's
Oh,
just
no,
trying to
he's-
think of something to
he
be
didn't have to-
controversial.
He doesn't have to say anything. He's already
Calm
under my
down.
skin.
Wait, he's saying it's not called a hamburger because it's a sandwich?
No, he's.
This is what
you're
he
referring
wants.
to, he's,
Us talking about it right now is what he wants. Just stop.
he's at home. He's like, got him.
He is. Because then Noah's going to listen to it and he's going to be in the back. He's going to hear this. Ryan,
Stop.
I know you hear me right now. Just stop it.
Just
You
cut
made
out.
it, okay? You made it in the conversation. I hope it's interesting enough for you. Stop it. Hamburger steak
He's like-
nonsense.
I don't. Do you think I
hamburger
care? There's only like 13 people listening to you guys right now.
I saw the views, Andrew. This gets over 13.
Barely.
Thousands.
So all 13 of you watching this, tell 13 of your friends.
Oh,
Help us out.
announcement. The last podcast, it started off with me doing a little intro on ukes. The ukulele that I say is free is no longer available because someone
took
came
it.
already and picked it up today.
I was gonna say
There's a real offer.
Just
It
today.
was. Yeah, it was today.
Well, it just took long enough.
Oh,
Somebody
Yeah.
called like 3 times in
Is
Hawaii when they're like, "Where's that free uke?" It's like, I
it was
think
a Malohia, right?
it was probably given away. Over
When
It was
I
like
was
the
missing-
only
I was
one we have
missing-
left.
It was they had a hole in the heel, and it was for a right-handed player, but then they got strung in left-handed.
I
so-
know who did that.
But anyways, it's gone now, so
Oh,
it's
sorry
not
about
available.
that.
I'm sorry that
Sorry,
free
guys.
ukulele
We'll pick
has
another
been
one.
taken.
We'll pick another one.
Maybe we can't just give away
Okay.
ukuleles all day.
So,
Is that the U bass?
First person that says, "I want that U bass." In
Wait.
the comments.
Oh,
You gotta
just in the
say-
comments?
No,
No, you gotta pay shipping too. I don't want to pay shipping.
you got to pay
I'll
shipping.
give you the U, but
You gotta pay for shipping. Sorry. It's only
It's-
$20-something.
Hey, the reason why these aren't as available online is because it bumps us up in the dimensional weight, so the shipping is exponentially higher for that than the
Plus,
other.
Oh,
don't,
what's-
don't
what's
be
with all the big
complaining. Okay,
words?
so like on this, some of these tuners, like it's gonna have the sharp signal all the time.
Yeah. The bugger is sharp, eh?
So you gotta figure
We'll
it
go
out,
back to
guys.
microtone. See, in tertian harmony,
Joel, with all the big
everything
words
is
again.
sharp.
I give you, no complaint.
Joel, where did you get all these big words all of a sudden? Tertian.
I found a book on the street one day, and I just started saying them, and people started thinking I knew what I was talking about.
Calm down with the big words. Tertian. Harmony.
Superfluous. It's a fun word to say.
Is that a real
Superfluous?
Superfluous?
Sagacious.
Superfluous.
Floral.
Sagacious.
Carbon.
Stop being so sagacious.
What is that?
Yeah, that's right. You guys don't know it. You're not educated, eh?
I
Where you
didn't
went
go
to
to
school,
Damien.
Mililani.
Damien boy.
I went to Milani, but I didn't get to go to a
Went to
private
Milani
school.
and I kept on going.
You guys think I could do the Mike Love and just get like
You know what? I've never seen you clean shaven. Why don't you just do that for once?
clean all the way?
Well, I've never seen you
no,
like
I
that.
seen a newspaper article
You gotta
Comes back.
You
like
gotta
20
cover something up here.
almost 20 years ago where you had no facial hair. I was like, wow. Now it's just you with hair. Nothing else changes.
You'll
You just
probably
don't
lose
age.
like at least 5 years, probably. That'd be funny, man. One day, just shave it all off, clean shaven.
I don't know. Probably not.
Wear a button-down T-shirt tucked in with a belt on.
Oh,
glasses and a
Some Dockers. We'll get you some Dockers.
Yeah, golf.
ooh. Yeah, I
the
could
golf fit.
settle into that middle-aged life. Maybe
I can get you a deal on a light brown belt.
ooh.
That would go really good
You know what
with
I
those
want is a
Dockers.
good, like, just kind of like throw over one of those.
Like a shawl?
yeah, well, like a sweater that I'm not totally
A cardigan.
using.
Oh, the one you just tie over?
Yeah, maybe a tie. Yeah, nice tie.
Is it? If it's cold, would you use a scarf over something that you have a tie on?
A scarf is to keep your neck warm.
That's what I'm saying. But imagine you're in Minnesota and you got to wear a tie.
and then you're on the way to work.
No, you wouldn't
and you're
wear it
like,
inside.
Well, tie is not going to keep your neck warm.
Well, that's why. So would you wear the scarf over
Yeah.
the
Tie? What
It's
does
kind
the
of-
tie
right,
do?
yeah.
It's just like I'm official.
It ties together the outfit. Otherwise, you're just in Miami.
So let's get a sound sample of this other one with the
Hand me that beautiful uke.
slotted headstock. ebony side and back spruce top. Get that sound sample.
It was slipping out of the slot.
You know, the more you exaggerate those faces, the more it just looks like natural.
Maybe I just should do it.
I think you do it just unconsciously.
Do you make an effort not to make a face?
I'm not very emotional that way.
Yo, I would
I
like.
just
What do you? Okay,
but
what-
pretend you have a like super sore stomach and you're taking a shit. That's really, you'd be more relaxed.
I have a real question for you though. I was thinking about this and I didn't really know a good way to ask it because it's just a weird question. Like,
no, I don't like the color
uh,
purple.
I feel like sometimes there's this thing called synesthesia where like people have reactions to sounds or words or smells that where you see like a layer of something over.
Throwing all these big words at me.
No, it's
I'm
a
take
thing.
it as disrespect.
Listen.
Watch
Because I think you're gonna know what I'm talking about.
And help me with the sale.
Sometimes
know
when
what
I'm trying to
movie is from?
imagine something, I'm just kind of staring at the distance, but I'm almost looking at like a holographic version of what I'm trying to picture, and it's laid over everything else.
I think it's just too next level.
No,
I
but
don't
when
even
you're
know
like
what you're
staring
talking
off, are you picturing something in your mind as you're playing? Like, are you thinking of a fretboard? Are you thinking of shapes? Are you thinking of like patterns in your head?
Why do you think it? Because the look looks like you're about to concentrate or you're.
Because
trying
if you were just
super
looking
hard.
at the fingerboard, then we're thinking like you're looking at that. But when you're just staring like catty corner to what you're doing, but it's like you have an intent of what's going on in your mind. But what are you thinking about?
What are you looking at?
That's my secret.
What's
I
it
don't
like
have
to have Asperger's?
Is it darkness?
any and
Like, okay, so like
I don't know. We should ask Bill Gates.
when I think of the months in a year, I picture like a circle, and it starts at like, so if you picture a clock and every number is a month, it kind of starts at 8 and it ends at 4, and there's
August to
one thing
April?
at 6, and then there's 2 gaps there, but everyone has a month, but I kind of clump things.
Where are
I don't
you
know
guys?
how to describe
I
this.
have no idea. I was about to ask. It's like,
Alright,
Joel,
whoa,
wait,
whoa,
Joel,
four-
Joel.
No.
I was about to ask
Clumps.
Joel. Joel,
I think I
can I
got
get a
this.
map? Because I am completely lost.
What I'm saying is,
There's a clock and then it goes from 8
I
to
think
4.
no, like I was
think
actually
you can
thinking
take
of
something
that.
ordinary, like the months in a year. Some people would picture like the months in a year, like if you drew a line, and
Yeah, you have all
space-
these notches.
yeah,
and
it's like
these are
chronological. Some
specific
people
look at
think
a
time
circle,
frames and
cyclical,
periods.
like in a circle.
So wouldn't one be January and then you work your way?
No,
That's
it-
actually a
it
more
is.
accurate representation because everything is a cycle.
But in my head, for some reason, there's 2 gaps on either side of July. Like everything gets bunched up at the corners. Then there's 2 blank gaps, so it's like one thing in the middle, and then everything else crunched up.
I think that's just your inner genius.
No, but
I think there's weird things like that where people will picture something in their head, and it's not.
I
it
picture
doesn't
that all
make
the time,
sense,
but I
and
can't
it's
put a finger
individual.
on anything right now. But I was actually
Or
thinking
living
about
in
that.
Hawaii without seasons, maybe you.
You know, I
develop
think
that
that's part of
sense.
what it is too.
Yeah.
But
your environment.
I just, when I looked at you, I feel like maybe there's something you see in your head while you're playing things that is hard to explain. So I wasn't gonna try to get you to explain it. I just want to know if something's going on in there.
What month's your birthday?
Oh,
May.
That's interesting.
Maybe that's what it is.
May, right? That's
Yeah,
right.
right before
It's
or
gonna be May.
6. Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
got
That's
that.
why you're
But-
clumping and all that jazz.
I'm just when you say when you picture
A little inner
time, I'm like, why would
psychology
there
to
be?
it.
Why would you have a gap?
It's like you split summer. You push most of summer right up against fall, and then there's spring, and you tighten the very beginning of summer up against it, and there's just a gap at the bottom.
You like to do a lot of pushing, but
I
Nudging.
maybe that's your favorite time of the year. You like when it lasts that long.
Mm.
I don't know. No, it's just when I picture months in my head, that's what I think of. I just thought maybe you have some kind of crazy art project going on in your head while you're playing.
My whole life is a crazy art project.
Okay.
You know what though? People that I know because I've been studying it because my son, but like people that have seizures do that same thing where they kind of side eye things or
Maybe
It's
that's
like
what's
for
happening
real.
with me. I'm putting like, oh god,
yeah, don't do that.
I won't. But I was thinking
Actually,
about that recently.
Your
actually.
brain waves seem usually far
so
lower.
there's a thing.
I don't have any brain waves.
There's a thing in music, funk music, but it's called the
Stank?
Stank Face,
Oh.
right? We all know about the Stank Face,
I
right?
can't even
I don't know
keep
about
time
stank
without
face.
doing it.
But okay, so you do the
You
Stank
have to
Face.
have the
You do the Stank
face.
Face. But
But
is there a point where you're like, hey, you haven't earned the Stank Face yet. Don't give me the face if you can't be stank. Like when
think
when
there's
do you
a-
earn
in that
the
level,
right
in that
to
level,
to,
there is a board members of stank.
Okay,
and
here's
it's like
my-
they decide like
no, no. Stank committee.
Here's the
Yeah, that was stank
bottom
enough.
line on all of that is you can't fake it. Like either you have to make that face because you have to because you're.
But would you make that
For
face
me,
in practice?
I never practice. So if I'm gonna like actually be in the pocket, I have to focus so much that it.
So wait,
I think
so
stank-
so stank means
stank is
in
a
If I was
focus.
more in practice, I could get away with less.
So stank is
think-
focus
I
for
think
you.
stank
Yeah.
isn't like something you can produce. It's a moment of time where it's just like you're like, oh, I'm in that part where I can just play this dirty kind of melody
Yeah.
or note.
I don't know.
and
All I can say is, like,
everything is just lining up. That's what.
if you're trying to do it, it's wrong. Like don't just don't.
In a weird way, that's exactly what I'm
Because
trying
it
to say.
already
though.
looks wrong from the beginning.
It's like there's no reason that making a face should make you be able to bring something with you playing out of you. Like it doesn't make any sense, but in a way it helps you. So like what I'm saying is sometimes when people picture things, you picture it in a way that doesn't really make sense, but it
Zach
helps you
makes
wrap your
some
head around.
real radical facial expressions while he's like as he's gearing up to scream or do something more like something of a like there's all kinds of like weird contortions that go on with your face.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking like individually.
No, but
you
know,
do things
I was
that
thinking about that recently because I come across. I don't look at videos of myself. It's just weird.
Oh, I look
But
at
then
videos of you.
I looked at
Slow-mo.
Sound sample.
oh sound
Remember, I'm
samples,
studying your eyes.
Oh,
Where is he looking? What is he thinking?
oh, so you're onto me. You're not gonna get anything.
That's what I'm trying to get out of you.
70s funk
Actually,
music.
I know what's happening.
It's a nightmare in there.
You're gonna mess up one day.
It's like it's funny though. You don't use a stank face when you're like talking
no,
to
I
someone.
think I thought about it
Like,
and
if
I
you're
was
talking
like,
to somebody, you're just like, hey, I gotta tell you something. man. It's just
so
like,
wrong.
hey, bro,
You gotta use the bathroom.
I really like what you're wearing right now. It's so nice.
Sorry, I was just trying to put a little more
But the thing
feeling
is,
into
like-
my talking.
if you
Can I
think
get a
about that, just playing
double-
that, like doing a bend, like you can't do it without doing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
face.
you can.
It's not the same effect.
But you look like a psycho if you're just like.
No, but see, I thought about it. I was looking at videos of myself recently. And I'm like, man, I look like an idiot. But then in that time, I'm like, I try not to do these things so I don't look like an idiot. But then I look at the videos. I'm like, God damn it, I look like an
No, that's what I'm asking. Like in your head, are you stopping yourself
So it's
from
like
making
opposite.
those weird faces? So like in
Purposely,
your head,
yes.
you're making the face in your head.
I'm trying to
so
be
you don't do it
normal.
outwardly.
The bottom line
Yeah.
is
There's
you
something
just
going on in
erase
there,
the
man. Tell me
ego.
what it is.
If you
There's
can
so
just
many
get
things.
beyond the fact that like people think I look this way, I sound this way, I don't maybe I'm not good in, but all of that just like just let it go.
What was it, Madonna?
Just-
Said dance like no one's watching.
Really?
I maybe.
Wow, that is quite the,
Right?
Now, see, I got the same feedback
that's
from
inspiring.
my auntie one time. She's like, oh, when you play, how come you don't do all these things? I'm like, I'm just not that kind of person.
Oh,
I just
good
like
advice
to,
from Auntie. You should
She's like,
try do more things.
when you play, you have to show emotion. That's the whole point of
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
so.
music. I'm
partly.
like, oh, that's a.
I mean,
that's
that's
a good way to put
why
it.
Jake conveyed a lot of what he did early on.
Yeah, but like it's like someone like Kalei, like he doesn't actually do a lot of that. He kind of like blinks and stuff, but he
I
doesn't.
think his
No, it's in his
more
eye. No,
subtle.
he does squint it, like that's what I'm saying. Like you do a stare, so I think there's something going on in your head that is an internal version of those facial things. Kalei's like
I'm
does
just
it, but
always
he's super
lost,
subtle.
That's why when
He
I'm
just does a lot of
He's a freak genius. I think he's an alien.
who?
Clay. I mean, he's just like his playing is just so like I don't know.
But even him, like he's looking off into the distance and he's doing this. So I think like those subtle little eye things. That's like his stank face. I don't know.
Yeah.
I look at it.
No,
That's just
it's-
effort in
yeah, and
like,
like
if you're trying to improvise, which most of my stuff is not even real.
like when Tobias does
Things.
when Tobias gets in the mode, it looks like he's trying to search for someone in a crowd. He's like,
Oh yeah.
and then he's
like
like,
he has-
"Oh, there you are."
yeah.
That's me when I'm trying to figure
yeah,
out
yeah.
what to play on an ukulele. I'm like,
So
and then I think
it
of
just
like, oh,
it
that's
must
8
be our
songs right
inner
there.
relationship towards just the music that you're making. Like you're trying to, like almost your face is depicting the emotion of some of the sound.
I think when I listen to
Maybe.
the music, I get like everything just blacks out. Whatever I see, I'm just not even thinking of anything I see. So you could probably dance naked in front of me, and I'm just not even gonna be.
I know, right?
I'm not gonna.
I understand that though. What
But
you mean?
When I'm playing, that's why it looks like I'm lost, because I am.
No, like when I'm trying to explain something, I probably look like a psycho because I'm just staring
Like-
off like through somebody.
No, for me, for sound, when I hear sound, it's like I just analyze the entire. Like if it's just one note, I'm analyzing the entire note, and then I just
Sounds
go
like
to
a
the-
receipt printing.
But do you see like like when you're analyzing the note, is there some sort
I
of
don't
like
e- I
visual
can't
that pops
even-
up in your?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's like
when
a
I'm-
Do it right now.
the
Figure
FBI
it out.
computer
I can't
neural
describe,
imaging outlook.
Like if I'm
It's just binary. Just,
Yeah, what do you see right now?
Ooh, open
I can't.
fields
I don't see anything.
with pigeon trees.
yeah.
I'm like my brain goes from this to whatever I'm hearing. That's just. So I'm in a way hypnotizing myself.
It's really
Beautiful.
But it would be better if I close my eyes, right? Then it would look a little less.
Well, that's what I
awkward.
do when I sing all the time.
But then it's like I make more mistakes when I close my eyes,
Mm.
because like I'm actually looking at the fretboard with my peripherals, and like trying to
that's enough for you to know
maintain
where
my
you're
position.
It's all this stuff going on like that you're not like thinking of in that, you know.
I guess that's what I'm trying to get to because I think people are always thinking like
You just want that vision. You're not gonna get it.
it doesn't have to even be visual. Like I think there's some things we do that you pick up on like tiny vibrations of what you're doing. Like if I'm dressing frets, I'm feeling the vibration of the fret as it hits
Oh,
the
yeah,
frets,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
I know
I'm
what you- I
mapping
know
out
exactly
in my
what you mean.
head what those frets look like. Like it's almost like a CAD image in my head as
Oh,
it's
that's-
hitting it.
That's you playing music, dog.
Yeah, so I'm saying like so for you guys,
Yeah.
you know, like you may not
It's a
think about
connection.
it until
It's
someone asks
it's
you.
a deeper connection to something, and when you have a deeper connection to something, you may not be aware as much as your emote or your being, because you're so involved with a connection that you lose the other connection of what you look
Exactly.
like visually.
So it's like when you start doing like this sense
yeah,
is just nothing.
it doesn't matter because you're so
Is-
into the other one, so
yeah.
it's
So
on
it's like
autopilot.
when you're sanding frets, a lot of it is vibration, and you're just focusing on that, and you're focusing on, am I sanding it too much? Am I shaping it too much? Am I grinding it too down?
You're living in the moment.
Yeah.
Same thing when I play music. I don't see anything. What I'm thinking about is
Making music.
I don't know, really. I don't have an approach. I pick up an ukulele, I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. And then that also sounds nice. So we're in the key of G, and I'll just wander around. I'm just one of those weird guys that go into music
Oh, it's almost
stores and
like you
just
put on
wander around.
VR goggles and then you just go for a trip.
In a way, yeah.
All right, should we do all four of us in
So
stank face mode?
if I could
Same
put
time
that,
the camera just like
I was in a swamp, and I was just, it was
Swamp
green, and it was dark, and it was humid.
Wait, where are you?
It's on Dagobah.
I don't know. I was just joking, but it just reminded me of this one game that was like, that was the credit. I mean, that was the original soundtrack behind that scene.
It's Dr. Mario Tetris.
I don't think that took place in a swamp, but yeah. But if I if I play a song, you know, a lot of those
That comes
Hawaiian
from,
sounds. It reminds me of my grandma's house because we would listen to a lot of Hawaiian music, and I just picture Ewa Beach, grandma's house. I'm standing in the garage because that's where we had a radio.
Oh, so that's why you made that face is hot.
It's hot as hell in Ewa Beach, especially with the weather. Recently, we've been breaking records. Climate change is real.
From back in the day, Ever Beach's been hot.
Oh yeah,
I know, because we saved up for air conditioning when Zephyr was a little boy. When Zach was a little boy. Imagine a little baby Zach. Aww.
I guess crying is
That was
kind
your
of like
stank baby face.
crying is kind of like a stank face too. You're not worried about what your face looks like because your emotions.
I'm communicating my emotions.
Exactly. You're just like
that's another thing I have. Like, a lot of people are like, Corey, why don't you
Just a
sing?
thumbnail.
People are like, Corey, why don't you sing? I was like, I do sing, just when you're not around, because I don't want to offend you.
I hear you sing all the time.
Baby
No, you don't.
bottle pop.
No, but I do, and then I realize sometimes when I sing, I get into it and I start crying. Like, not because it's a sad song, it's just like you're putting emotion into singing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? I'm tearing up.
There you go.
I need
That's
a
beautiful.
napkin. Little bitch.
This is actually a
Wow.
therapy session for Corey.
We want you all to be crying at your...
I hope
over
at my
your ukuleles.
funeral at least. Jeez.
No. I mean, if you can play to the point to where it makes you cry, that's wonderful.
I don't know. I can just watch Mike Love and start crying for multiple reasons.
I love Mike. I was going to call him today just to say, yo, bro.
That's pretty powerful when you can make another grown man cry from your.
It could be both. Like, I mean, if you
playing.
make a grown man cry, it's just like, wow, you're either really good at music or you're just a
What?
oh, sorry.
What? Are you standing over them, like,
Yeah.
making them
You
cry?
screwed up.
Or it's like country songs, you know, when you tell a story and just it hits the core.
And we're back
Sometimes-
to Garth Brooks.
Back
I
to
feel
Garth
like
Brooks.
sometimes like piano music, I'll listen to it a certain day and I'm like, ah, this is all right. And then I'll listen to it on like a different day and I'm like, wow, this is deep.
Like Tigrans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Moods, bro.
There's someone called
Hashtag moods.
Agnes Obel, I think. There's something used to come up on the piano Spotify playlist, and I was like, oh man, you're getting to me.
That's
Just like Nora
where-
Jones got to everybody. It's every Starbucks in 2006.
Well, the Pigeon Tree stuff is going to get
Yeah,
separate.
show us that pigeon
Sound
tree.
sample.
We were
Hurry
supposed
up.
to do a sound sample in this. This is a very intricate
Come on,
design.
show us this pigeon tree.
With some pageantry, please.
Some stank face.
Corey, okay, but wait, before you do the sample, don't overdo it, but try to really put on your face what you feel and play something that's gonna move you a little bit. It can be stanky, it can be sad.
And then Andrew will just cut his head, and we won't show the ukulele. We'll just show his head.
Okay, we'll cut it in.
Yeah,
I'm only doing 3
But
angles.
for real
on
though,
this,
don't
so-
play it up, just be honest.
yeah. Be honest. Bitch.
You guys weren't even watching.
I was watching. Trust me. That was real though. Understand why.
I almost feel like we could just talk it out and do the sound samples of things like after.
Yeah.
You're gonna be here tomorrow?
You're not gonna be as American as you marijuana.
Nah. We're gonna do all that. That's what I'm fooling around anyway.
If it's a song that I already know, then I'm gonna be just looking at the fretboard.
Alright, what else can we feature? Maybe not that loud. We could do the, we could, okay. Let's do this. Alright. So, everybody knows aNueNue's the bomb.
Adult.
Super nice.
And they smell the best.
And the sound is super sweet.
Especially when they got that air inside there.
Gang,
So,
gang.
we just got a fresh batch of those.
Fretch.
And some people wonder, should I stay with that high G? Or maybe drop it down? Ba-ba-ba-bam.
Drop to the dark side.
Well, you gotta do one of each.
Drop it low.
For every high, there must be a low.
High, low G.
For as high as you can be.
Can you go low G on like a soprano?
Duh.
US 200?
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Try it.
Let me
I
hear
did
that. Let me hear that though.
Cue it up, Corey.
We're supposed to get that low G.
Yeah, I got that low G for y'all.
You made a mess over there.
Y'all want that low G?
You're like Kung Fu Panda after a...
Hey,
I
watch
ain't
out.
happy.
You're wearing a large shirt now, son. Watch out.
Corey,
Oh, it's
Just-
kind of tight.
if I said one take, even if you mess up, don't stop, but just do your best. Like if someone said you got 30 seconds to shred as hard as you can, just do it. But like in a bluegrass kind of way,
I don't think I can shred for 30 seconds.
do it
Just shred
like
my
a sprint.
brain.
Like you're gonna throw up at the end. Just max out.
Usain Bolt.
Just show me,
You mean most
show me
notes?
some static. Come on, don't think about it. Just do it.
Okay. Oh, nope. Tried.
You throw up.
That was exciting!
You just turn the car on with your foot on the gas and you just jump the curb and hit the 7-Eleven.
No.
Why does it sound so familiar? Why does this... This microphone
okay.
smells really good.
You played Mario Kart, right? You know you gotta hit the gas at the exact same time that the light turns green.
Yeah, what it went in?
Try to do that.
Wrong chord.
That face is the face that I make whenever I'm putting in a pickup or I'm trying to fix a brace and I
Oh, is
have
that
my
the-
hand inside the body and I have my eyes closed and I'm trying to map out what the inside looks like without looking at it.
Oh, yeah. See?
It's like
It's the same thing. You turn it off. You just turn everything off. This is as good as this in that point.
no, that's what I'm saying. So it's also kind of like what I was asking you earlier. Like when you close your eyes or you're staring, are you kind of creating like a sonar picture in your head of your fingers moving across the fingerboard?
Is it the face of frustration?
This may not be the most appropriate thing, but I'll keep it up.
No. What? Inappropriate.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think Stank Face is kind of related to some naughty stuff.
Oh,
You
as
know,
in
as in like could be
walking
sexual.
in the house with your shoes.
No. I'm just saying like whatever
Ooh,
face,
don't do that.
Unforgivable. Unforgivable.
whatever faces you make while doing the dirty.
You mean like defecating?
Well,
Oh,
If you want, but I mean, just like no, seriously,
Or you mean
like, just love,
procreating.
love making.
procreating. Well, if you're Corey, I guess.
I know
Wait,
Corey
what?
made
What
at
do you-
least two stank faces.
Oh.
real stank faces, you know.
And you guys can enjoy their album in 20 years.
hey,
from
that's
now.
a good CD album or just band name, Stank Face.
Look at this
Beautiful small ukulele.
super
Modestly sized.
beautiful, cute.
Unassuming.
Oh, it's cute. It's
Unassuming in size.
You know what I like about this small
Assertive in
ukulele?
tone.
It's got more than 12 frets. Usually ukuleles that size only got 12 frets.
cute.
Why are you limiting your possibilities?
Oh, it is 12 fret to the body.
That is the pimpest soprano ever, which is why I got that from
Ever?
It's pimpest soprano to date. I got that for my daughter, not because we're that privileged, but
You think
if we
it's
go down in a blaze of glory, we're gonna have some good ukes.
No,
You think
for
it's
a
more
soprano,
pimped than the
actually,
canard soprano?
I have a canard soprano, and
That's why I'm asking.
So I invited Amelie over to work with me for the day, and then I was like, check this one out, and then she was just loving it, which was just like, yes, because like for me,
Yeah.
I wanted it in the house.
But you don't
'cause
want to push her into it.
it's the best soprano. It's the best soprano.
That's
I don't know. I mean,
it's-
for me.
No, it's one of the sizes like when people ask for a recommendation because a soprano, like, there's like that gimmicky, or not gimmicky, but that the traditional sound that people think of with a soprano sometimes is kind of like that novelty kind of sound.
Toy-like.
Yeah. So when you hear one that actually has like a range and actually has like a low end to
but
it
there
and
is
everything,
something to the traditional soprano sound that this won't necessarily maybe.
but it's not a novelty sound. It's like there's an actual like range to it.
No, this is like more to the spread of a concert tenor and a serious, music like
Yeah.
Corey's attempting. But yeah, I mean, and it's freaking cute. Look at it.
Kawaii.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. Just like the feel of it overall too. It's nice to play. Like sometimes if you're used to a larger size or you play guitar or something, it can feel kind of cumbersome to hold something that small.
It's pretty amazing that you can do that. What he's doing on it right now.
Did you say that you can do that on it? Because I can't.
I said it's pretty amazing that what he's doing on it.
Yeah, what he's. Yeah. But nah, I mean. That is
Hey,
the
Corey, in a way-
quintessential
He can't hear you right
soprano
now.
for me. I don't know. What do you think, though, Corey? Sopranos.
Probably the best soprano I've ever heard so far. For a soprano, I mean, like you were saying, you don't expect a lot because
Like
it's a small
yeah.
body. There's not a lot of sound, from like a physics point of view. When you plug the string, the transfer of sound to the saddle, to the soundboard, through the body and out, it doesn't have a lot of time to mature, and it just decays. Usually with a soprano. With this, it's like everything you'd expect.
Holy crap!
in
That
a-
sounds like
I mean,
a tenor.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it
Like,
has a
if I'm
sustain to
not
it.
I'm not looking at him right now. I would have guessed this is a tenor.
Because the attack on like a regular soprano, you think of it just being like,
Yeah, well, the punchiness coming through the mids usually is just really accentuated with sopranos in that way.
Like it's
That
all attack, right?
It's more spread
Never
across
mind.
the balance.
I hear
Yeah,
the soprano now.
I mean, there is definitely going to be.
But I still think it has a traditional soprano sound.
Yeah, when you strum, I feel like you hear it more. So
And I think that's really the tension of the strings.
I mean, to me, it doesn't. I mean, their tenor. When you play their tenor next to it, you'll see like there's definitely a difference. But like,
See,
It's
when you do
almost
stuff
like
that.
it's the same tonality though, shrunken down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it didn't
It
change
literally
the
is-
voice.
There's
The
a-
voice is the voice, and it just gets a little bit bigger as you
It's
go.
literally the tenor shrunken down.
It's like
to
when Michael Jackson was in Jackson 5,
bigger. Oh,
he
don't-
sounded like that.
So like when the Backstreet Boys started,
They were like 14 years old. Yeah.
this has nothing to do with that.
Wait, Zach, were you a Backstreet Boy fan?
Was?
Is? I mean, they are kind of
I'm
awesome,
not- I
right?
was-
You just made Stank Face. You did.
Do I like the Backstreet
What was
Boys?
the Backstreet Boys song? The one that made them like.
All
What
of
are you
them.
talking about? The whole first album?
It's a
But
trick
really-
question, Andrew.
But really, I think the first official hit song was either the "Quit Playing Games with My Heart," and then there was also the "All the loneliness is always been a friend of mine." Anyways, I can go through the whole album, but we don't want to do that.
I think it would be helpful to do like a pop series though,
What's a little vocal?
because you put a little bit of soul into
Yeah,
it
I
that isn't
love
usually
that
in pop
vocal.
music. I'm
that?
serious.
I don't even have to be
You
playing
know me.
the Stank
I like
Face
90s
to that.
R&B.
there's
I
a
like the
funk
pop
stank face,
music.
right? There's yeah, I just played that shit.
Nah, Joe Dirt be making that.
And then what do you call?
You know when you're trying to swallow
what do you
your lower
call,
lip?
Kimo Hussey's Stank Face.
Well, now we know we can't use it.
No, I said, what do you call it now? How do you do it?
What do you call it?
That's the smell the stank face.
Or
Trying
like
to
yeah,
find it.
like who dealt it? Yeah.
Oh, now you're moving into subcategories of the stank face. Because stank, inherently, there's different smells.
Like-
so
And there's the
degree
there's
of stank
The Neil
has-
Chin stank face.
Neil looks like he's finding new. It's like little stanks, and then once in a while he finds a big one. It's just
No, but it's also surprising. You're like, you're just walking along the line. You're like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Oh, yeah, that's.
Oh,
it's like
Chemo's is a little bit more
$20.
significant though. All right, so
we got a soprano.
let's do that. Let's do that UC concert 200 with the low chisel G. Keep that funk going. We'll keep that bass line rolling right into the concert size. Slice that. Yeah.
Sometimes I write a little song
Zach, you gotta
to
jump in on
remember
the
the
vocals.
lyrics.
Whenever you guys put my cards in, I'm gonna check on make sure that they aren't like half full. And pull the card as well. Half full card.
That's how it starts off.
there's gonna be like 3 people who get that. Yeah.
For you and I. Oh, lunch break. I swear he says lunch break. That part, right? And he shreds a solo.
You know the Kamalani one? Where is my love, Kamalani?
I love
Did I
that
play
sound.
The Soprano?
I mean, that to me is like, I mean, you can hear the difference from the soprano, right? Like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
yeah,
get
yeah.
a lot more.
It scales up like it's almost like you get the same kind of distinction in every size, but it corresponds to the size still. Like sometimes you go from a tenor to soprano in a brand, and it just feels different. This feels like it just scales up and down depending on the size, but it still is.
What do you hear difference from the soprano going to the concert for somebody deciding between a US 200 and a UC 200?
It's definitely got more. I mean, there's obviously more volume to it, but like
A little more punch, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
and
more to the attack,
especially
of it.
with the bass notes there with the low G.
You feel it more because it's that low end kind of comes at you.
What do you
more
hear,
than the
Corey?
soprano.
differences from that last soprano to this concert?
More clarity because of the higher string tension, but overall fuller sound, just more volume.
It's like same voice, bigger.
It's like a different engine, you know, when you got
It's
a
like
V,
the four-cylinder.
Four-cylinder,
Not like
goes
a
to
six.
six. It just,
And then the tenor's
there's no low end
a
on that
V12.
four-cylinder. When you gas a
I don't get
four-cylinder,
Corey started on the car metaphors.
Oh.
All right.
See, the Subaru's pistons fire at a different angle. That's why the sound's different.
yeah, one sounds like, and the other sound like.
One more time.
It sounded like a
Another one
05
sounded-
Camry or something.
Sounds like a 1990 Corolla.
Come on, Corey, give us a sample.
What did I play?
Good job.
On the
Good sample.
Soprano?
Smoky Mountain Lullaby.
Okay.
Spooky Mountain.
With the ghosts.
No, Ghosts.
Ghosts. Joseph.
God, you guys are creeping me out. Does it sound more creepy?
That's Spooky Mountain Lullaby.
Oh, Bucky Files.
No, not spooky, just smoky. Smoky. Smokier. More smoky.
Oh, what?
Cloud Machine.
What?
Yeah. Take us into the altitude.
Yeah, don't act, you.
No, but that was an actual song though.
That's Tigrid.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You fuck. Yeah, you play that song.
I know. You come with that, you gotta be all the way.
If you're ready.
That was good.
That was good, Corey.
It was flat.
Wow.
So hard on himself.
Did you say hard on?
You're hard on yourself.
I think he made a mistake and said he was flat. He's like,
That was my secret.
don't tell my
It's
secrets.
just code for playing the wrong note.
Oh,
Oh, it was
Flat.
flat.
Sticky
Sorry.
fingers.
Sorry, my ear. my ear is just so sensitive. But
Corey, please.
oh yes, your highness.
My tensor timpani is very delicate. Please do not disrupt.
oh, 2 cents flat, sir.
Corey! Disgusting!
Oh, obscene.
Remove him.
Somebody kill him, please.
Remove it. Oh,
And then I'm gonna resurrect.
What is
It's gonna be
this? Speak of
hideous.
Stank Face. Yeah.
Seize him.
The Stank Face now depart from this. My countenance has been disrupted.
Oh man, I feel
Somebody, I need a new form of torture for this evil.
Like, I feel like I'm actually getting banished from the royal court.
Remove his digits.
We got Joel the Drink on the podcast today.
Sire,
Moderate
I have a
amount.
piece to deliver.
This is what I'm like normally.
Sir, for Liechtenstein.
I will make a podcast out of this no matter what.
Just allow like 5 second clips.
Yes, please.
You don't do that.
Either that or just the whole.
Or just only the stank face part.
That might boost the views.
It's just Corey playing and then it cuts to the Stank Vision. No context.
I like all that bullshit.
It's okay to have one that's not super informative every once in a while.
Oh,
Ooh, woof.
woof woof.
Good. Logi sounds very good.
Roji.
Baritone sound very good.
Oh, that one went off.
Oh, this is like a V8.
Oh. See how he did all the string.
Yeah.
That's how.
Look the way he perspiring.
You see the arpeggiated. He's doing the arpeggiated.
Oh, it's arpeggios.
Arpeggiated.
Oh, that's the kind of arpeggios.
Yeah.
Yeah, pegging. You ever heard of it?
All right, let's hear it. UT200E low G.
Uncle Todd recorded that song on one of the island style ukuleles.
Oh, do that. Yeah.
But
Man, you know what? Man, I can't even say how much I love Todd. Like he is one of the reasons that the ukulele site is brought to you guys now. And he's made a difference in people's lives, like that are, you know, beyond what's gonna be said online. It's like, yeah. So this one was from Todd was on one of
island style ukulele one.
Bob's volumes. And what are Bob's volumes? Because point people towards that.
I think we're at number 3 or 4. He puts out compilation albums of either popular.
What are they titled though? Like
I think island style ukulele.
Island style ukulele compilations. Yeah,
And
you've
it's
been on
really nice. I've
a
been on
couple of
like
them.
3 of them,
Yeah,
but I think the most recent one was number 3.
It was like on a few of them.
And
Brian
it's
Tolentino.
really good listening.
Yeah, just
if
like
you
all the.
download it on iTunes or listen to it on Spotify. Just
What's the
listen
name
through
of
the whole
Bob's
thing.
like company?
Neo's Productions.
Neo's Productions.
Yeah.
And
But-
he's making albums right here in Mililani area, and
Right in the
he's
garage. He
making
has a
some of the best.
Super good studio.
I mean, he did the Cal Crater Boys stuff and all kinds of, or I mean, Troy
I mean, a
Fernandez
lot of
stuff,
the-
and yeah,
local music came out of his studio,
yeah.
like iconic stuff. So
And he did the latest with Brian Tolentino and Herbota.
Nahoku Hanohano award-winning CDs.
Yeah. All right, let's catch this aNueNue UT200. Oh, how does it sound with the low G?
Yeah, that's a hit.
I know everything I have to know. You know, the UT200, it kind of like, I don't know, man.
Sounds like a speaker.
It hits all those spots. It's
Yeah.
like, what else do you want?
A super nice case. Oh crap! It does come in a super nice.
Yeah, actually. it does.
Hawaiian made. Oh, no, just joking.
Not. Nope.
What,
This
get
was
that
crazy.
name,
Like
man?
the overall quality, the finished quality, everything is like.
Yeah. I wanted to get you to try these Barron River Sopranos.
Hell yeah.
I like these Sopranos.
Gotta try them out.
Hey, so there's another Barron River Soprano, and wow, the wood is a little bit lighter. It's from the same daddy. I remember waking up and I just remember like, I was like, what was that dream about? Like we were like in the hills of Sweden, and
Sweden.
I couldn't remember whether I had dreadlocks or he had dreadlocks.
Or his dreadlocks ended and mine began.
I felt like
It was
we
like
were
a Lady and the
brothers.
Tramp spaghetti scenario with, I don't know, man. It's like we were connected. That's why he's my brother.
Slurping them
The
up.
hair. We were in the Alps.
No,
Sound of music.
I miss him so much though. Tobias, my brother.
For Hersek.
My Scandinavian brother.
I love you so much.
Peanut butter sauce.
He was kind of like the balance between all of us.
Oh, I love Tobias. Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of knowledge and stuff, so it's fun to like get his input. But I'm thinking like with Tobias to have like a month a year. Like, come on, you got to be able to schedule it to where you can have a month with the ukulele site, right? And if you guys are Tobias Aloha fans,
Tobias is thinking of coming back in December, even.
oh, that would be beautiful. Yeah. So, but we're also going to be doing the next trail. I think I'm going to do the Hauula trail. And I want to get
Hauula?
Cynthia Lynn. So we haven't made that official, but Cynthia, reach out to us about the dates for that. Working for you. Because we're thinking like 3 podcasts in a row for the month, and then the 4th week taking this thing out into the wild and seeing what happens.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like
It's a cool trail.
Eli with his drum set up in the hills.
Go back to, what was that cave with the Empire of the Sun thing he recorded?
I forget what it was.
Is that the same one, or did you grab the other one?
I grabbed the other one.
Oh man, they kind of look similar, huh? Do you hear a difference?
I think I like this.
I like that one better. Yeah.
What do you think of that baritone, Corey?
I gotta hear it without my headphones. It has kind of like a kanilea quality to it.
Yeah.
But
It's because the bottom
but
notes
less
are big.
thumpy. It has like really good bass response, but it's like the bass frequency is spread out more evenly than like on a kanilea. It hits the bass frequencies like really well, but it's like really thumpy.
More punchy.
Yeah, this is like perfect. It's well balanced. It's not muddy at all. That's insane.